Hello, my darling friends. Crystal, your dating coach. Let's stop texting and let's start having conversations, my darlings. So, why are we being ghosted? Why are we going out on dates and then never hearing from the person? Why are we exchanging messages maybe for a week and then we don't have any more contact with that person? Because we're not talking to them. We're not having conversations. I mean, some people are actually telling me that they meet someone online, exchange a couple of messages, and then meet them without actually talking to them. And then when they go on the date, they're disappointed. They have nothing in common. They find out he's actually married. They find out he has 3 kids. They find out she lives in another city because they didn't have one conversation. Conversation is so important. Okay, you like texting? Texting is great. To say good morning, good night. I'm thinking of you. I dreamed of you last night. You looked hot and sexy last night. Can't wait to see you again. These are all great things to say with a text. But when we have conversation or try to have conversation with a text, that's when everything goes wrong, because you write a text and maybe the person doesn't even understand exactly what you wanted to say. Or you're reading a text and maybe you're putting too much into it or too little into it. Conversation, my darlings. I bet the last person you had a date with, you probably don't even know maybe their favorite color or where they like to go on vacation. Or what are their hopes and dreams or plans? Why? Because you didn't have a conversation with them. You just texted them. You had a couple of texts, made a date, and met with that person. So you don't know that person. You can never know anyone truly unless you talk to them. So I always say before you have a date, to have 2 conversations on the phone. 2 conversations. Never meet someone online, exchange a couple of messages, and then meet them. You will be disappointed. But even if you met them in the office or mutual friends, you still need to talk to them. Hear their voice. Let them hear your voice. Exchange, some things that you have in common. Talk to each other. Let's stop having conversations with text. Because that's the reason why you're being ghosted. Because you don't know that person. You're meeting and dating people you don't even know, strangers. Because with text, you can't really understand too much about a person. But can you really get to know about a person by exchanging a couple of text messages? So let's stop texting and let's start having conversation. So they don't want to have a conversation, so they text you, they keep texting you, you tell them, call me tonight, call me tomorrow, and they don't do it. Well, this is what you do. When someone texts you and says, oh, would you like to get together this Thursday? You respond, yeah, I'd love to. Great. Call me tonight, we'll organize. When someone starts a conversation with a text, you respond maybe 1 or 2 texts, and then tell them, let's talk later this evening. Let's talk tomorrow. And after you do this, if they still continue texting you and they don't call you, they don't want to have a conversation, well, that's a big red flag. Big fat red flag. That means they're not serious. They're not serious, because if they were serious, they would want to have a conversation. They would want to hear your voice and let you hear their voice. They want to talk. They want to make plans together, talking to each other. So let's stop texting with conversations. You want to text? Texting, yeah, texting is fun. Texting can be sexy. Texting can be mysterious. Texting can be alluring. But not conversation, not getting to know someone. Getting to know someone, you have a conversation on the phone. You talk to them 5 or 10 minutes, twice, I even say, before meeting them. And then when you do meet them, there should be little surprises because you talk to them. not just exchange messages. You actually had a conversation. So, my darlings, I'm so glad I grew up and dated without the cellular phone. And the man had to actually dial my number and call me. And we had to talk to each other. Couldn't get away with just sending a message. No. So, you want to get to know someone. You want to let someone get to know you. You talk to them. You call them up. Have a conversation. I actually have two before you meet. Mwah. Ciao for now, my darlings. Let's be friends. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter's Crystal Dating Coach. Talk to you soon. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you if you have subscribed. Mwah.